Dial Burum from All the Surge Solutions. Thank you for joining me today on Brite Cast. Let's start off with a little bit about your business and about yourself, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So what would you like to know about?
Well, maybe let's start off with what inspired you to start the business?
Okay. So I've been in insurance now for 13 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I work for great companies. And my last employer literally told me, why do you bother selling these products? There's not enough money in them.
Okay.
And we had a debate, let's just call it that. And actually, I should rewind it a little bit. I was an outside sales rep for this company. Okay. So I knocked on doors for business owners to try to meet them and stuff like that. So I created this brand, All Assured Solution. It was just a brand. I wanted people to think of me.
Okay.
And during this process, because when you're the outside guy, people call into the office, you're not there, someone else takes your lead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I didn't realize this was happening until one day I had a client tell me that, hey, I need a certificate of insurance. I'm like, I'm not your agent. Yes, you are. You work, I won't say the company's name, but anyway, so we're doing all this stuff. But anyway, and I would sell you whatever you wanted, if we want to use the term selling. It didn't matter how much money I made, because it's not about policy counts. But if I helped you, let's say, Mike, you came to me and you said, hey, I need a healthcare product. Okay, let's help you get what you need.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But now you know me. Now I find out, oh, Mike, you got a business too? Let me help you with your business insurance.
Right. So you were just like commission sales for another company?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that quite honestly, salespeople, next athletes are paid pretty well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. As long as you can sell.
As long as you can do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess getting back to your question, before it was just an identity. It was nothing. It was a piece of paper. It was a thought.
Right.
But when my old boss told me that I had to stop that, and I had to stop helping people with things that didn't make her money, then it was like I had to either stop it or go out on my own. And trust me, I did not want to go out on my own.
Yeah. Not at that time.
No, I was scared to death.
All right.
But the hand was forced because I'd already created this.
Yeah.
People knew me, and they, you buy from people, not companies.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm getting to is a couple Christmas, almost 4 years ago, I lost my job.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Right before Christmas.
Me too.
And Thanksgiving.
Yeah, me too.
And I went to go work for another guy, and I told him what I was doing. He's all good with it. He offered me the best pay plan I've ever been offered.
Oh, nice.
In the insurance business ever. And I'm like, how are you doing this? Long story short, we never put a contract together. And because, okay, I don't know how to say this. Like, I'm good at what I do. Let's just say.
Okay.
I'd won a trip with an insurance company. And on that trip, I met other insurance people. And a young lady mentioned to me, she goes, that sounds good, but if you got to do all the work, why don't you just open up your own?
Okay. Was that during that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So within writing business for this other agency, which is absolutely, if you don't work with me, they're the best next to me. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I got back off that trip and I started doing research. What does it take? Because most times, and I guess I'm really telling this long-winded story, but most business owners have big expenses to get started.
Right.
If you're a retail shop, you've got inventory.
Yeah.
Okay. In the insurance business, you sell paper and a promise. There's no inventory. There's no cost.
Right.
But there's a lag between paydays. Right.
Yeah.
But so this young lady was like, I'll introduce you to people. Anyway, that whole summer, the next summer, I did research and I signed a contract with my first insurance company that was under the umbrella of All Assured Solutions.
Okay.
And then
You start like moving your previous. Did you have a non-compete at the old place?
I had a non-compete.
Oh, okay. I was like,
me.
dang.
Trust me. That was, we won't even get into that because that'll just go in a totally different direction. Yeah. But yes, you always sign a non-compete. The guy I worked with in between my non-compete and everything, again, was one of the greatest mentors in a 9-month period I've ever had in my life. He basically told me what this other young lady told me that I should be doing. He goes, I'm going to help you get to where you want to go, but I'll give you all the tools. You're just going to I'm going to get a piece of your commission.
Okay.
That's the insurance business.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, and I'll just say his name, Andy, is a phenomenal human being. Got a great plan. When I left him officially in September, he still paid me my commissions owed to me.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
December.
Yeah. So it gave you some time to. Yeah. So what's like the typical turnover for? Let's say you sign up someone for car insurance or whatever today. When do you start seeing any sort of?
Depends on the company.
Yeah.
Let's use Progressive.
Yeah.
If you sign with me today on Progressive policy, I'm going to be paid by the 10th of the next month.
Okay, so it's not like super long.
Some companies, depending on who it is, and some of them can be 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
So you're a married guy.
Yeah.
Imagine what my wife was thinking at Christmas time and holidays time and all this stuff. But, we were fine. We made it. And, September. So I officially signed my contract August 20th of 2022. No, 22. Yeah, because I'm a little over 3 years in business now. Okay. And
but you know the game. You know the game for the most part, by selling it for so long. It's like at some point you want to go out on your own anyway. I mean, or give yourself a shot.
Right. But I will tell you, going back now, because, I told you Progressive pays quick. Mm-hmm. Okay. My first big client in All Assured Solutions, I wrote a policy for him in December. And I'll just say he's a trucker. Mm-hmm. Truckers will leave you for $1. Okay. I got that nice big commission check January something when I had no money coming in.
Yeah.
You spend it all, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to pay it back because he cancels policy.
Oof.
So then you're like, okay, never do that again.
Right.
Right. Because insurance companies want their money back ASAP.
Right.
So I actually had to put it on a credit card to pay them back because I spent the cash. I don't even know why I'm getting all these details. How did you get me here? But
it's interesting. Like part of the reason I'm doing this podcast is to tell people about the successes and struggles of starting your own entrepreneurship journey.
Right.
And like some people are farther along, some people are not, but like understanding the mistakes that people have made and then, learning from those mistakes, I think is valuable for anyone that's scared of making that leap.
I couldn't agree more because, now that I told you that story, I'll tell you another story. I just met with my new CPA yesterday. and I went to him because I'm an LLC currently. And I'm like, when do you decide to go to an S Corp or whatever, and what is the best route? And got his opinion on it. I'm like, okay. I said, I think we need to figure this thing out. I said, I'm going to finish out this year, but you need to get me started. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you the clean year, start January 1, because as a business owner, you have a great idea, right?
Right.
You own your own business and you're like, you need cash flow. Most businesses, as you've heard already in my story, we had to commingle money, which is not good.
Yeah.
You don't want your personal money with your business.
Yeah.
But most businesses start out that way.
Right.
So you got to figure things out. A great idea to start a business is great, but you really need to learn how to operate your business.
Right.
You need to have an accountant. You need to have a law firm in your back pocket that you can reach out to and go, hey, is this a good contract to sign?
Right. And especially for your business.
Oh, yeah.
For insurance, definitely.
Because I'll be honest with you, I graduated high school, but it was kind of like out of here.
Yeah.
My college time was more visiting colleges.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I'm not going to say I'm not going to say I'm ignorant, but I'm not the smartest guy in this room. Okay.
I don't know about that.
And normally not the smartest guy in any room.
Pull that mic up a little more.
Sorry.
You can sit back, just pull it up if you want to.
But so what I found since I've opened up my agency is you need partners. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean financial donors or something like that necessarily, but you need to create relationships, whether you call them a partner or friend, you pay them. You need to have people in your back pocket that do what they do best because we don't.
Right.
Like, you know what I do best? I'm a dreamer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have big aspirations. I have big goals, and I do that. I'd like to think almost better than anybody.
Okay. Interesting. We'll talk about that.
I'm getting better at it anyway, but I'm pretty good insurance agent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that's better than me.
Right. What are things that like someone should, when they're looking to get new insurance policies, what are some things that they should think about for the person that they're going to?
Okay. First thing, you look at their reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Today's technology, you can get good reviews, bad reviews. You can learn stuff. You can see what the actual insurance company's background is, with their A-rated, A-, A+, B+, whatever.
And where do you look for that other than Google?
Better Business Bureau will give you Google.
Yeah.
Shoot, you could use ChatGPT now.
Yeah, right.
There's so many places you can find information. I mean, you can look at reviews on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
All these different places. Do some research on them, because let's be honest, in every industry, there's good and bad.
Right.
And every time I talk to a client and they go, well, which insurance company's better? I'm like, they're all good. And some days they could all be bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest. When you call the insurance company to turn in a claim because you were just rear-ended, nobody's in a good mood.
Right.
You just got hurt. The person answering the phone could have just got off the phone with their spouse. Something happened at home and they're trying to do the best they can.
Right.
But you didn't get a good experience because, let's be honest, the only thing that matters is you.
Yeah. And
right?
yeah.
But Mike, you could be having a bad day.
Right.
And if I treat you like crap, your day just got worse. But anyway, the advantage to different insurance companies is, I guess in their cases, is to have the financial backing. And if you're an A rating and higher, you got money.
Okay. Yeah.
So like that's one thing I've done over my first 3 years in business is I feel like I've partnered with the best of the best.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have them all, but I'm working towards it.
So you can shop different plans within.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's like really where you kind of step up, because if I just go to straight to Progressive, it's different than you can shop for the best rate out of multiple ones.
Right. You go straight to Progressive. That's all you can get is Progressive quote.
Right. Right.
You come to an independent agent like All Assured Solution.
Yeah.
You can get a Progressive quote. You can get a Liberty Mutual quote. You can get a Main Street America quote. You can get a Travelers quote. There's a lot more companies you can get a quote from.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the commercial end, auto end of it, that's what you're going to get there.
And so you can really like custom tailor based on the client's needs.
Exactly.
Find them the best policy instead of them spending countless hours on their own.
Right.
Right. And then, so do they pay you for like a commission for like a finder's fee for writing with them? Is it
Correct.
like you're like a sales agent for
right? So
all the different products?
Think of me as like, as an insurance person, I work for you and them.
Okay.
Okay. So, but
it's kind of like a travel agent.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
The difference is in this is like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I was just actually in a training and the guy said it very well because he asked that question. He goes, who do you work for? The insurance company or the client? And the answer is both, right? I'm not attached to one insurance company at any given day,
right?
Unless that insurance company sits in front of me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, because as an agent that works with Travelers wants me and expects me to write a certain amount of business with them. But Travelers doesn't like everything that I write. So,
Okay.
so then I've got to have an option for that client. Like, but at the end of the day, I need to sit down with you, the individual or the business, going, tell me what you do.
Right.
And then I go, okay, that's going to knock out Main Street America. Oh, that's going to knock out this company, because I know they don't want that.
Right.
And then we find the right home for you. Typically, like for me, I love writing contractors, plumbers, electricians and stuff like that. I got 10 companies that love those businesses. That's why I go after them.
Yeah.
Because one year your rates might skyrocket with that one company. And I go, you know what? I don't lose you because I can move you to another company.
Oh, yeah.
Versus nothing wrong with an Allstate or State Farm, but they're stuck with their products.
Right.
They can, like, if you're only Progressive, then that's all you can sell. Or if you're only Allstate, I mean, those are.
And that's got to be limiting. I mean, I understand why you took the business model that you have, because you really can help people. Otherwise, just like, here's your homeowner's insurance. That's all we can give you. But if you give someone 5 different options and show them the pros and cons, then that's a lot more useful than just going to, State Farm or whoever.
Exactly. Because then I don't lose you because the rates change.
Right.
And the rates change every year. We all know insurance is not cheap.
Yeah. Mine just went up.
Mine too. Trust me. But, I also, as I say, it's not cheap, but it's still not expensive for what they do for you when you have it.
When something happens. Yeah.
Because let's be honest. Let's just say you spend $200 a month on car insurance. Your car is worth $40,000. It's totaled. You spend $200 a month insuring it, and they're going to cover that $40,000.
Yeah. So it's definitely worth it. I'm just a good driver. So for me, it's kind of like, it's just kind of a loss. But, if God forbid something ever does happen, then I'm covered.
But that's what insurance is for.
Yeah.
It's for the worst case scenario.
Right.
It's not to turn in maintenance issues and stuff like that. But anyway.
So for like you do this, and then you do Patriot Cruise and Salute. You were a veteran? You were in the Army?
I was in the Army. I was a military police officer.
Oh, really? Okay. For how long?
Only 3.5 years. Oh, almost 3 years.
Okay.
And I say almost 3 years because in the 80s, I'm old, yes. In the 80s, they had what they called early outs, and I either had a chance to get out a couple months early or re-enlist earlier.
Okay. Were you deployed or local?
I got deployed to the beach.
Oh, nice. I might have re-enlisted at that point.
No.
What, like Wilmington or Norfolk or something?
Well, actually, it's no longer around. There's a place called Fort Miles. It's in Delaware. It's right across near Dewey Beach.
Nice. That's probably fun.
So I got to spend the summer of '86 there as a lifeguard.
Nice.
So, yeah, as the rest of my company was in Grenada.
Oh, that would have been
they don't like me. The guys that went to Grenada don't like me anymore.
Really? Why?
Because I was on the beach talking to young people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how old were you at that time? Is that right after high school?
21, 20-ish. Actually, I was only 20 because I wasn't old enough to drink in the bar.
Oh, wow.
So I was old enough to work in the bars.
Right.
Like, you ever heard of the Rusty Rudder?
Yeah, I played there.
Okay. Well, I worked there that summer.
Really?
I got to see Bo Diddley come in and play, and the hubcaps, and listen to all this cool music. And,
that's very cool.
Yeah,
that's a cool experience. So after that, like, when did you get married?
My first marriage was in 1990, yeah, 90, maybe 91. I forget. It's a long time ago.
You have kids?
I have 2.
Okay, cool.
I have 2 of my own, and I have 2 stepchildren.
Okay, very cool.
So,
very cool.
How old are you?
44.
Okay, so you're my wife's age.
Okay.
My current wife.
All right.
Give or take. I think she's 44.
Yeah, we met at the chamber Christmas party.
Then my son, my oldest, is 33. Yeah, 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting old. He's kind of crazy. Time flies, right? So, like, for what people don't know about you, you specialize in a lot of different things. Homeowners, car insurance. You have some health insurance things now. What are like the main things that you offer?
So, in general, if you get me insured, we have a product for it. We have pet insurance.
Okay.
But what we truly focus in on is business insurance. My favorite thing to do is talk to a business owner, kind of like you're doing with me right now.
Yeah.
Find out why they started their business, and then figure out how to protect that asset for them. So if it's general liability, workers' compensation because they're employees, commercial auto because the company owns the vehicles, employee benefits. You want to keep your employees? I can show companies how to offer benefits that don't have to cost that company a dime.
Oh, really? How does that work?
Depends on how many employees they have. But see, that's where I remember I said I partner with some of the best companies in the world. Well, there's
so through the business insurance, they add a certain tier, then they offer.
Well, the business insurance would be the general liability piece of it.
Yeah.
But so that's totally separate. Depending on what you do in business, you'll need professional. You'll need, which is E&O, errors and omissions, which an insurance agent like me needs. Because if I tell you your policy is going to cover this, and you forgot that I told you it doesn't cover that, you try to sue me.
Oh yeah, don't want that.
So I have insurance to protect me for that. So going back to that thought process of figuring everything out, but companies like you have found out, we started chatting last year about health insurance for you guys. Health insurance is not cheap and it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Okay. 2026 is going to be worse than it's ever been. The rates are going up. On that note, we have helped almost 100 new families get health insurance this year.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because one of my partners, Kimberly, she does a great job, and our goal is to get to 100. We're close before open enrollment is over, which is only a couple weeks away. Yeah. In fact, we're so busy that I'm writing my first health insurance policy tomorrow.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
Yeah. So, so we what we do is when we talk to a business owner, and I say it's a lot like me because I'm the specialist in the business side right now. Although we did just bring on 2 new partners in that too.
Nice.
So we're growing.
Sweet.
But when we meet with people, we find out who they are, what they do. And because you're a website guy.
Yeah.
What do most people do with their website?
Nothing.
Well, if they build it, they build it like a resume, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Most companies don't do what's on their website. And I'll be honest with you, my website says we help with Medicare. I don't do Medicare,
right?
But I've got a partner that does,
right? Yeah,
But you get a contractor, and he might list every job he's ever done to try to get people to pay attention to him. And then he goes, "But I only do this." Well, I have to insure him for everything he's done because he's put that out there.
Oh, okay.
Although he might only be doing bathroom remodels, so then you got to take all that stuff down and go, "Oh, I don't want to." Well, then we got to make sure you're insured for all that because otherwise, that's called self-insurance, and you won't like it when you do that other job and you're not insured for it.
Right.
Anyway, so if I figure out what you do, then I can develop a plan for you. And in fact, we're terming this plan the All Assured Advantage.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Get a little badge on it, like you have the badge already. It's like your logo.
Well, I probably shouldn't have said it. Hopefully, I get it figured out before the podcast comes out. But
it'll be next Friday, so
okay. You might not be done. I'm trying to figure out if I need to trademark that before we're all done. But we're working on it. No, when you talk about businesses, what my plan is with the All Assured Advantage is, you may come to me because you need workers' comp, and we're going to help you with that. But the whole thing is, I want to help you keep in business, right? So I may earn you business first by doing workers' comp, but I'm going to show you how I can help you with commercial auto, general liability, help give you the best benefits package you can to keep the best employees. Because that's the number one challenge of business owners. Yeah. Is retaining their employees.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've partnered with some of the best companies that offer employee benefits packages so we can give them the best, right? We have the best life insurance companies and we put packages together. We work with Humana, Manhattan Life, and Allstate, everybody, to where, depending on what size you are, we can develop a plan for you. We have plans for the one-man shop. Okay. We have plans for that one man, one employee. We have plans for 1 to 500 employees. Okay. So we'll come in here and figure it out. And of course, the laws based on 50 and different change. So then health insurance, the company does have to pitch in kind of thing, but that's another story. We won't get into details, but there's ways we can help you figure out. I mean, we have companies that can help business owners save on payroll tax because there's programs out there by our government that say, if you offer this, we can show you how to save money.
Oh, okay. So that's the real reason to go to you guys for sure, because you can walk them through all those. Hey, this is where you're at with 5 employees, and this is the pathway once you get to 15. What we're going to have to shift and change and stuff. As you help them grow,
right?
You can make them aware of how their insurance is going to change and pros and cons of wherever they go.
Exactly. It's like the truth is, you could probably figure it all on Google. Okay. Someone once said.
But if I'm going to pay someone, I'd rather pay someone that can help me. I can actually call and not be on the phone forever on
Google's
hold.
Not going to help you when you have a question and have to have an answer and get some solution behind it.
Or God forbid you have to make a claim.
Yeah, Google's definitely not going to help you with a claim.
Yeah, exactly.
They might tell you where to call.
Right. I mean, so I have like what is that? The extended warranty on my car, and I haven't used it yet, but I don't even know how to do it. It would be nice that if I knew. I mean, I'm going to have to just go into Apple Credit Union and be like, hey, my tires are messed up. So can you tell me how I can claim this? Like, they don't walk you through it. They just sell you it, So it would be nice to have like
that is a
concierge.
That's a typical salesperson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know I'm still good for a couple of years, but
you're an IT guy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I do a lot now? This is my little secret because I don't read fast at all. Okay. All the books I've read in the last 3 years,
audiobooks,
audible, right? But you can actually put your contract into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And you can ask it all the questions and it'll find the answers for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome.
I can do that for you too if I was your agent and all that kind of stuff. Right. But there's with technologies, there's so many ways to find stuff. But what technology can't do is give you that personal touch.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I tell my team all the time that we're going to automate everything that we can, because let's be honest. If Mike, you want your ID card because you can't find it, and you can text your number to my system and say, I need an ID card for my, I can't remember what you drive. Say it's a Chevy.
Jeep Compass.
Okay, Jeep. And you have 2, and it says, which one? And you go, oh, it's Jeep Compass. Okay. And it can send it to you. It got it to you faster than you calling and waiting on hold for me to pull the system.
Yeah.
Because technology allows us to do that. So I've invested in a lot of tools to help make life easier. Like my truckers. I get guys needing certificates of insurance at 9:00 at night. I'm probably not answering the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. But our system will allow them to get it so they can get it right away. And it's even faster for them than them calling me and then me have to turn on my computer and all that kind of stuff. And they can get it and then they can
do the job. A back end login for the...
Yeah, it's their own portal.
Okay. Yeah. That's great.
It's probably the best investment I've ever had. And half my clients still don't use it. They still call me and I'm okay with that. But my truckers, they use it.
Yeah. Is it like fleets of truckers or?
It can be anyone. I'm like, I've got truckers with 1 truck, 2 trucks, 5 trucks, 20 trucks, but it's all of them. Like, especially when some of these ship, when they're picking up a load, they got to show their certificate. So they could be sitting at a dock. If they call me in the middle of the day, I'm working, but right. I'm not sitting behind my desk working all the time.
Yeah,
you're
moving and grooving.
they are out there doing this whole thing. And I'm like, here's how you do it. I'll re-email to you. Click here, create your own password, and you can get everything. The only thing they can't get is special language. Okay. So then I need to do it and get it approved by the insurance company. That's another story.
So what's a common mistake people make when choosing an insurance company, or like what package to do? Maybe not many when they come to you, but
no, it's when they come to me, they try to do the same thing. Cut the coverages to save money. Okay. And what I mean by that is I have people tell me they're shopping insurance. I said, I'll be more than happy to help you out and let you know if you're better off staying where you're at, or I can save you some money.
Yeah.
But what I'm not going to do is offer you state minimum coverage. And I remember having a conversation with a young lady one time, and she goes, I don't want you to give me a quote unless it matches what I currently have. And she had like 150. So what that means is $100,000 in liability and $50,000 in property damage. Okay, Mike, what's your Jeep? What's your Jeep value?
Like 25 or something.
Just imagine your Jeep 25. I just got a new, whatever it's called, a Hyundai.
Yeah, I saw that. Nice car.
Which I never thought I'd buy, but I love it. Technology.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Okay, that sticker was $50,000. Let's just say you're this young lady. Your car's 25. Mine's $50,000. You only got $50,000 in coverage.
So if she hits, if I'm in that situation, if I hit that person, then I only have 50,000 to pay for anything.
Correct.
So they pay for that person, and I get nothing.
No, your insurance company is going to tell my insurance company she's only got $50,000. We're going to fix her car. The other, what's left, I can have, but I'm suing her for the rest.
Oh, yeah. So what's like for a car like that sort of situation? What sort of policy would you recommend? Like 100,000
minimum.
Okay.
I my minimum I offer to non-business owners is 100, 300, 100.
Okay.
Okay. If you own a home and you're a business owner, my minimum I offer you is 250, 500, 100. Depending on the company, because most companies won't go over that $100,000 mark. There's a couple where you can get what they call 500, or just 500 single limit coverages. But anyway, it depends on the individual. And I talked to them about it. There's not many people that go that route. And then we talk about putting an umbrella for liability and all there and there.
Yeah, but I think insurance is just very confusing to most people that haven't been in the game for such a long time. Like
even
deductibles and all that sort of stuff. Like I kind of trust whoever is doing my policy to understand it and just hope I don't get in an accident.
Right. Well, I'll use a deductible for you example with a conversation I'm having right now.
Yeah.
There's a young lady that is looking at health insurance, and health insurance, you can have a $1,000 deductible, $1,500, $2,500, $7,500 deductible, right? And stuff throughout the year. So if you're young and healthy, I would probably go take that $7,500. You're going to pay less per month, right? Because you're going to have insurance if something happens drastically. But I'm 59. I don't go to the doctor but once a year for my physical, right? So I would even do that for myself.
Right.
But this young lady says, I'm thinking maybe we're going to have a baby.
Okay.
Okay. So then I don't want to offer that $7,500 because then she's going to come out of pocket that $7,500,
guaranteed,
right?
Yeah.
Because that baby is going to cost more than that, right?
Yeah.
So then I said, well, maybe you might want to pay more a month to help offset your cost and do the lower deductible, right? So
you're definitely going to meet it anyway, so might as well do it.
Right. Just help keep the cost down for you because let's just call it $1,000 a month. If you pay $1,000 a month and your deductible is $1,000, you're basically just simplifying it just for purposes. You're going to spend $1,300 a year or $13,000, right? Yeah, 13,000. I've got to do the math in my head.
That's right.
I punch in things. I don't have to know everything. I'm just kidding. But a baby on average is over 20 grand.
Easy.
You know, if they're healthy.
Yeah.
And they kick you out the same day you delivered, right?
Right.
You know,
and not to mention all the potential medications that you might have to take if you have any problems or, you know, all the doctor visits and stuff. So it definitely makes sense.
Right. All the prenatal stuff. And
we went up to a higher deductible this year. Just because my premium was like so expensive. So, but I only go to the doctor and the dentist like once a year. So why am I paying $10,000 through the year if I only go twice? If I get in an accident, that makes sense. But you know, if I'm only going every once in a while, we don't have any medications, serious medications that we take. You know, thank God, knock on wood. But for this year, I mean, I lowered it for that reason.
Right. But even with that, there's another opportunity where you could get a supplemental to cover that one big accident that's way less.
What is that? So
like you could get a supplemental for hospital visits. You can get a supplemental for accidental.
Oh, okay.
And depending on what happens, like I'm just pulling numbers out of my head. Let's just say you get an accidental policy. You cut your finger, they're going to pay you $200. Okay. You break your hand, they might pay you $500. And everybody's different. So don't count these numbers for real. Yeah. You break your arm, they might pay you $500. But you could spend, in some cases, $10 a month for that.
Oh, okay.
based on your age,
Yeah.
right? So it all depends. So again, if we do our jobs right and we learn who you are, we can go, no. Go ahead and get the higher deductible, lower your monthly expense, but let me give you this to go with it in case that drastic thing happens. Like I told you, we help small businesses, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes, like me and you, like I don't have any real employees. They're what I call partners. They're 1099 folks, kind of a thing. But with some companies, it's them, and you can't get special rates. There's things what they call MEC, which is minimum coverage, that'll really cover the drastic stuff, to an extent, right? But that's a way cheaper plan than full medical plans, right? So depending on your situation, like you're young, you might want to have a child or something like that, then I wouldn't recommend that to you. That plan.
Yeah.
But so we got to understand who you are.
Yeah.
Whether it's health, even on an auto policy. When a young person comes to me because mom and dad are kicking them off the policy, we make sure they have good coverage.
Right.
I said, I will not write your policy for this one, $50,000, $25,000, $20,000 on state, because that's what the state says you have to have minimum.
Right. That's just like general liability, pretty much. But it doesn't cover you in case something bad happens.
No.
I have a friend that he was driving, him and his son and his son's friend. I think they're on 66 or something, and he got sideswiped and they flipped twice. He was going 10 miles an hour. The other guy was going like 70. That stuff happens. That was a couple weeks ago. So, God forbid that you don't want it to happen, but you got to be ready for when it does. And that's the last thing you want to be worried about is having good insurance, and then you're not covered. Then you have medical bills from it, or, you got to buy a hoopty car, something terrible.
That is the whole problem. And a lot of people go, I can't afford it. Then I wouldn't drive.
Right. Or get a cheaper car.
Yeah. Or Uber.
Yeah.
Get really good friends. I don't know. It's challenging because we've all been there when we just don't have enough money in our pocket to make ends meet. We got to start somewhere, so to speak. But, I'd rather, it's like I was having a conversation with a young lady last night about investing. I was like, you're so young. If you just give up
$100
McDonald's
a week or something?
once a week, and then you just did $50, you know what that would turn into by the time you're my age?
Yeah.
And you're not really giving up anything. You know? But we don't think like that when we're young. When we're young, we're invincible because let's be honest, we were.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
We thought.
Well, we're still here, so we're still invincible. Yeah. I went to JMU, went to business school, and one of the only things I learned in finance class was about a 401k. So when I got my first job, I was like, I'm just going to dump in 15 to 20% of everything I make. And I started DJing and doing other side jobs and stuff to make up the money I was not making. But now because of that, I have a pretty good amount of money in there. I can't touch it for another 20 years, but in another 20 years,
if you had to, you could. You just have to pay a penalty.
Yeah.
But you're right. But it was, even if you never put any more money into that, that's still going to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the law of averages.
Right.
You're over a 20, 30 year, the numbers are like 10% on average over that time frame. 1 year, it might be 50%. 1 year, you might lose, whatever. But you're going to make money and you just put it away. And it's like, if I knew now, wait, is that right? If I knew what I know now back then, I was telling this young lady last night, I'd probably be a billionaire.
At least a millionaire for sure.
What?
If you put in,
I don't know this brain in here. No, I'm just kidding.
I saw a calculation today of a guy on Facebook, and he was talking with a younger guy. He's like my age, and the kids just started putting $20 a month into a Roth IRA, or $20 a week into a Roth IRA, and by the time he retires, it'll be $3 million.
Yep.
Yeah, he can stop at 40, and it'll be $3 million.
Right.
Who knows what $3 million is going to be worth at that time?
But with what he's done there, if he's done that, he could have moved some of that money,
right? Buy investments and stuff. Yeah.
So that's why I said I'd probably be a billionaire because
diversify.
I hang around with smart people like you.
Yeah.
And I'd partner with people and go, "You got what? oh man, I can turn that into, and there's no such thing as a get rich quick thing.
Right.
I mean, some people have done it. I mean, what do they say now? AI is going to create more billionaires than the internet did.
Yeah.
And I agree with them.
Yeah.
So figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll
go work for the billionaire for a couple million.
I'm trying to figure it out.
So with life insurance, as we don't have anything right now. So we need to talk about that.
You need to get something, because the younger you are, the cheaper you are.
Okay. So sell me right now. For someone mid-40s, what's a good plan that kind of, obviously we have homeowners insurance, but what would be a good bare minimum and then like a better plan?
All right. So there's 3 options. Okay. You can get a term policy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can have a IUL, and you can have a whole life policy.
What's IUL?
It's a universal life policy. It's termed a permanent policy.
Mm-hmm.
In most cases, again, depend on who writes it. And this is where the companies come in play. But there are policies that you can put in place. Like a term is exactly that.
So 10 years and then...
Yeah, it could be 10, it could be 5, it could be 20, it could be 30. And you're going to pay the same amount for that time.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of that term, if you don't die, in most of these cases, the money's gone. And when I say most of these cases, there are some companies that actually give you your money back, because you're going to pay a higher rate because they're just borrowing your money and investing in it themselves.
Okay.
So it's I forget the terminology. I just gapped out as return or premium.
So I could put in $200 a month for 10 years and then I get that money back?
So
it's like a savings plan, sort of?
It's not. You're not gaining any interest.
But
it's similar like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is where, if I was sitting down with you, I would show you options, because there's also with some IULs that you can put money into, and how you have what they call the death benefit, where once you have enough cash value built into there, and this is probably the more popular stuff because it's permanent. You get it at your best health. You buy it at that rate at your age and when you're healthiest.
Yeah.
So, when you do this stuff, where you can actually take some of that money out and put it somewhere else.
I've seen that like on TikTok a few times, and I'm like, I got to figure out
because you never know.
Right.
You just don't know.
You could use it for like a down payment for a house or something if you needed to.
Absolutely.
If you have enough in there,
you're
obviously.
borrowing it from yourself, basically. Right. And like my first whole life policy, when we wrote it, I had so much cash value in it. And this was in 2008 when the housing market changed?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the crash.
So that was a rough year for me. Okay. I was in the car business. Yeah, I was in the car business. And then I got out of the car business and didn't work. And I did get some unemployment at that time frame, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I was a car salesman and nobody's buying cars. And, I didn't know what I was going to do, but so there was a stretch where I couldn't afford my insurance. So the cash value paid my premium until I could pay it again.
Okay.
So you just don't know.
Yeah.
So a term policy can be good. It's not always the cheapest. It may be cheaper monthly. I typically recommend, if you have kids, get a term policy in place while the kids are young in case something happens to you. And then you have that extra money to cover the expenses for the kids, but have that permanent policy in place. Because again, the younger you are, the cheaper it is, and always have something in place. Does that make sense? So we develop a plan that would fit your needs. And again, I work with so many different companies that we can show you how to turn an annuity in. Like I was on a call, I think it was Monday. And this guy, he's really good in annuities, and he was punching in his numbers, and he was explaining how this one lady makes like $90,000 every year in her retirement funds, right? That's just cashed out, boom, 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 kind of a thing. And he goes, does anybody know how much money she put into that to get that? And he does the math real quick. It's $2.25 million. She actually has, so that she can live off that $90,000 and that money will never go down, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
that's how much you need to have.
yes,
Yeah.
unless you sell life insurance and no, I'm just kidding. but that's the kind of idea. It's like you mentioned earlier, like, what is $3 million going to be worth? What is that real value of that $3 million 45, 50 years from now?
Yeah.
I'd still rather have it than not.
Right.
But you're right. Inflation, everything changes. And so that's where I believe that you just got to do everything you can now.
Right.
And sacrifice a little bit. Sometimes you don't have to sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just cutting out a crappy meal.
Going to Starbucks for $8 for a coffee.
When you can get it at 7-Eleven for $5 less.
Yeah. And there's always things that people can cut out of their life, So we'll have to talk about that offline.
You don't want to sign it up right now while you're here?
Yeah, you got the paperwork?
No, I got a nap though.
So we already talked about like what's the difference between an independent agent, but how does that is it really just like the personal touch and you're calling the same team every time? Is that's like the real benefit?
It is because let's just
and you're supporting local too, which is
right,
which is great. It's people in your community that you're paying, and you're not just paying some giant corporation.
Well, the giant corporation, get me wrong, they're getting paid.
Yeah,
okay, they just pay us our piece, right?
Right.
But
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
No.
So I'd rather pay you than Jake from State Farm.
But even your local State Farm agent is in your backyard.
Yeah.
Okay. Same as the Allstate guy and same as some of the Geico guys. Now, if you get the Geico that's in the 1-800 number, that's the actual corporation piece, whatever. But the true difference is, I think it is that personal person answering the phone. Yes, that employee might have quit. You might not have got to talk to that person again.
Right.
But typically, when you're an agency like ours, the owner is going to be there until he's not. He's going to sell 20, 30 years, but he's going to be in your neighborhood for a while.
Yeah.
So you can build relationships because that's really what in my estimation, any business is about relationships. Mm-hmm. If you're a concrete pourer and you do a great job, your relationship's going to get you more referral business.
Yeah.
Insurance is no different. What you do is no different with your stuff. It's about relationships. The difference in an independent and the captive is we have more choices.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
That's the difference in my estimation is we just have more choices that if I'm an Allstate guy and Allstate raises your rates next year, there's nothing I can do. All I can do is call you up and say, sorry. If you're with me and Safeco says, oh, your rates are going up this year, I can go to Grange and go, Grange, can we get back to where we were last year? Or not that I can actually call them and go, I just shop them with them and see what their rates are. Yeah. Because every company, they'll come into a year and go, okay, our profits are okay, whatever. We can cut here or we need to raise because that's why our rates go up. It's not necessarily just you. Like what's that expression? When you break up with someone, it's not you.
Yeah, it's me.
It's me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's you because you're a crappy driver.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't had an accident ever.
Right.
So I feel like my premium should be lower. I should get some sort of.
Well, truth is, you are getting better than the guy that drives the exact same car as you, as your neighbor, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If he has a ticket, right? Because accidents are horrible. I'll use an example. I was putting a quote together for a gentleman, and rates looked really good until I ran his MVR.
Ooh.
And then it skyrocketed like 4 times what it looked like. Because rates are based, when you're talking about auto insurance, it's based on the manufacturer of the car,
right?
The zip code that car is going to be parked in, and you.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little bit of everything. It's just not you, but your personal piece, and they look at everything. They have insurance scores,
just like for credit reports, pretty much.
They do a small hit, but it's not like you ever know they get a hit on it. But they look at everything because if you're a good payer, you get a better discount,
right?
That's where they look at different things. It's unfortunate.
With that and a clean driving record, then you'll get a better premium.
You got a better rate.
Yeah.
I mean,
so does it really matter who you're insured with, or anyone that you've chosen, you've already vetted and know that they're good people. It's just depending on what the client needs, what service to offer.
Exactly. Like all the companies that we're appointed with, all A-rated companies, they got money. So what that means is if the world fell apart in this area, they got enough money to cover all of our expenses. Okay. Because most of the companies are in every state. Some aren't in every state. Some are they are more regional. But if they have enough business in, say, Pennsylvania, and nothing happens in Pennsylvania, and that's never the case. Yeah. Something happens everywhere. But it's not like home insurance in the mid-central area where all the tornadoes and stuff touch down, or Florida and all, and California. Their rates are crazy. I was talking to my brother in California. You know what his homeowner's policy that State Farm, I think it's State Farm. I know. Just cut that for sure because I don't know. But his homeowner's policy would have been $123,000.
What?
For California home. Now it's a nice big home.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 1 year though?
For 1 year.
Jeez, where's he live in Florida?
Well, this is California.
Oh, California.
But it's
crazy.
It's
Does he live in the Palisades or something where there's fires that they didn't even?
The fires are close by, and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's the issue. But so he actually chose to go with the state fund and pays $12,000.
Okay.
Now he's got a heck of a deductible,
right?
But it's at some point you got to go. It's better to do it this way,
right?
Okay,
right.
You know, you hope that nothing ever happens, but you have your insurance for the major because, you know, if you use your insurance the way it's designed for an actual issue, like if your toilet over floods and ruins everything or whatever, and don't use the word flood, I probably shouldn't have said it. If your toilet pipes burst, yeah, something like that, and that's kind of honestly we kind of try to help people to describe the problem. Don't use the word flood because most insurance policies,
that's an act of God.
Yeah, it's not a flood. There's no flood insurance unless you have a flood insurance policy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And most people don't have flood insurance because we're not in a flood zone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we had a pretty big leak. And I think because the way my wife described it, they were like, oh, it seems like it was going on for a while, so we're not going to cover it.
Yeah.
So she should have come to someone like you and be like, how do I describe this properly to make them pay for it? Because we came home from a vacation and our roof was burst open.
Right.
From I'm guessing a longer term leak, but because she described it that way, instead of there's a huge accident and, you know, whatever.
Exactly. And I think what you got to do is let the experts come out and determine how it happened. Yeah. You know, it's just say, all I know is there's a big hole in my roof and all this water just came down or whatever. Right. You know, keep it short, sweet, and simple because you don't have to be the expert. Right. You know, and if you don't like what the insurance company says, there's companies out there. You can get an attorney to look at it and make sure. They're not always going to get you the answers, you know, but sometimes, like, I'll be honest with you, we offer a product called Legal Shield. Yeah. Okay. That, in my estimation, is one of the greatest little tools to have in your back pocket because it's inexpensive and you can pick up the phone and call an attorney and go, what does this mean? Yeah. Every day, all day. Okay. Unlimited consultation. And at first I was skeptical of offering it to my clients because I'm an insurance person, right? but at the end of the day, just having someone else that understands the law, right? You know, why not?
Yeah, and because lawyers are $300 a month, and Legal Shield's what, like 50 or something?
They plans start at $29 a month.
Okay, yeah, that's
so for $360 a year,
and they do your will and all the power of attorney and stuff like that too. They help you to do. I mean, that's very useful. So you are you the president of Patriot Cruise and Salute?
So I gave myself the title of Director of Operations. Okay. My wife is the CFO now. Okay, cool. Okay. Someone's got to keep the finances straight. Yeah. You know? But no.
So how did that get started? You took over for somebody else at some point?
So 20 years ago almost. So because actually September of next year will be our 20th anniversary. Ed and Christine Mason started the Patriot Cruise when they had recently purchased a boat, and they're like, I think it was Christine said to Ed, because we should take some wounded warriors out from Walter Reed.
Mm-hmm.
We've been fortunate enough we could buy this boat after they both served in the Army. And so they coordinated with Walter Reed and said, hey, can we get a couple families come out with us? Well, 20 years ago almost, that when this happened, this event happens out of Prince William Marina.
Yep.
And a lot of people go, what's going on? Carlton Phillips, the owner of the marina, heard about it. And he says, like, hey, when you're taking these guys out, take them down to Tim's River Shore when Tim's was still at Fairview.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy everybody lunch down there. And
nice.
so all these people heard about it. And the next year we did it again. I say I wasn't a part of it then. We got more boats involved and more honorees come. In fact, one year the bus from Walter Reed broke down on the way there.
Hmm.
And as the story goes, a blind soldier got out and fixed the bus.
What?
Yes. So,
okay.
So Bill Torres owns DC Trails and was there helping that day because he also owns a boat at Prince William Marina, and goes, never again. So since that point, Bill sends his bus to pick up the honorees from Walter Reed and Fort Belvoir, hospital systems now. So long story short, every year, and this year we're tentatively planned for the Saturday after 9/11, which is September 12th, to have our 20th anniversary. In my perfect world, we're going to do 2 events.
Okay.
Still trying to find another marina. I've had mariners reach out to us, and we're trying to figure out how to make it happen. Maybe if you're listening to this podcast, we can get one, because there's a marina, and I just gapped out on what it's called, but they sit right across from the Pentagon.
Oh, so easier to get them there too.
Well, yeah, it'd be easier, but just imagine the ceremony, and then you haven't made it to our event yet to see how.
No.
You should come out and do something like this. Not a podcast necessarily, but come out and do something, because this is the coolest. It's the hardest day of my work year.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm tired.
You should have stayed up close to that mic.
Sorry.
You're good.
I walk/run that day 7.5 miles.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
On a boat?
No, on the ground.
Yeah.
Because I don't even get on a boat that day.
Okay.
I am the master of ceremony. I'm the making sure everything's gone smooth. In fact, this year I eliminated some of my roles. I got more people involved. I said this year we actually had more volunteers than we had honorees.
Oh, nice.
So it went really smooth in my estimation. I'm still waiting to hear some say if we're okay to do it again. But
so does it have to be people from like Walter Reed and hospital like currently injured, or people that have like
a little bit of both?
Okay.
So over the years, like we used to have folks come from Vincent Hall, which is a retirement community but since COVID, they can't come out anymore. Budget cuts, because they got to get their people on their own bus. Right. And their bus driver doesn't work on the weekends anymore because of the budget cuts. So we haven't had any of those folks. And we would have other stuff. So what I do, because of my role in the community, I reach out to other organizations.
Say, if you know someone that has been wounded, you know, this is what we're doing in the next couple months. So you can nominate them or whatever, put them on our list.
Right. Yeah. So with the caveat for our honorees are they had to be wounded in the line of duty or been a badass superhero.
Okay.
Or they done something to save somebody.
Right.
So, and we started off honoring wounded warriors, which then when we took over, Jenna and I took over the event, we're like, there's no active war anymore. There's no wars going on.
Right.
Why aren't we honoring our firefighters and our police officers?
Yeah.
So then we started honoring firefighters and police officers, and kind of stole the concept a little bit from Tunnels for Towers, where that's who they honor, veterans and firefighters, and do stuff like, they got a cool model. Why aren't we doing something like that?
Right.
No, we're not nearly as big as those guys. They do a lot of cool things. Like actually 2 years ago, we honored, do you remember the story? Trevor Brown lost his life. The firefighter lost his life in Sterling.
No.
House explosion. He passed away like February, be 2 years, I think, this February. We honored his wife and his kids at our event last year. Well, Tunnels for Towers just paid off her home.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They do really amazing things. We're small Patriot Cruise Salute.
I mean, it's still honorable. You never know where it's going to go, right?
You're right. I mean, we've over the years, I think we're about 760 honorees over the years.
Yeah.
So I love what
you just need more people that have boats and are willing to show up that day and drive them around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too. Cause like 2 years ago, we honored 103 people in one day.
That's awesome. So they just kind of
awesome.
right around too busy. Need more volunteers.
Yeah, it was. Have you ever been to Electric Palm?
Yeah.
That's where we hold our ceremony.
Oh, that's a little a little tight for 103 people, well, not counting volunteers.
When I set the goal 2 years ago to honor 100 people, I already had the honorees. I had them all lined up, and then something changed because we were going to do the event outdoors. I don't remember what happened, but we couldn't do it outdoors anymore, and it just wasn't going to work. And I'm like, I can't tell these other people no.
Yeah,
they're already coming. They've planned it. They've known about it for months, right? So we jam-packed about 400 people.
Oh, I bet you.
And Fire Marshal, please do not go back.
Too late now.
But no, actually, we're fortunate because Chief Newsham was there, and one of the fire chiefs was there from the Sterling Fire Department. But it was just so this year we decided let's narrow it down and another piece of it is like, could you imagine being that 103rd person coming across stage?
Yeah. Did
you feel that special?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Hour and a half later, we're thanking you for your service.
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we do this smarter? Let's shoot for 30.
Okay.
Shorten the ceremony a little bit, make it more impactful. And we ended up honoring 42 this year.
Okay.
We shot for 30. We got 42.
Well, a little bit extra never hurts.
But I mean, the truth is, it was easier. We had more volunteers because of the volunteers made it easier.
Well, if you're doing smaller ones, you can have that second event at the May or June or something, and then do the other one in September, and it's not too much stress on the volunteers and to you guys.
Right.
Or just get still comfortable in
get more volunteers.
Yeah, that too.
It's like this.
So how can people volunteer?
Well, so you can go to our website.
Yep.
We have volunteer sign up. You can get involved. We even have a spot where you can nominate your own hero.
Okay.
Not everybody that nominates gets on board because sometimes it's, for lack of better words, it's hard to get hold of the person that you're trying to honor. Mm-hmm. Like I'll use an example. We had a soldier honored 3 years ago and a triple amputee.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wanted to honor that man so bad that year when I heard his story. I mean, it's a very public, he's a superhero, right? Mm-hmm. Well, a week before the event, he couldn't make it. Something happened. Medical, whatever situation happened. We got to honor him last year.
Oh, good.
Because I made it a priority to keep him on the list, and we knew people that knew of him. So we just like, look, we got to get you there, all this kind of stuff. And his partner is, I forget what her technical role is, but she's very high up in the powers to be to make stuff happen. Okay. So I actually think that's why he couldn't make it, because she got called to New York that day, something like that. But she was phenomenal. His name is Tyler. But dude, you meet somebody that has lost 3 of his limbs and has a better attitude than you.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop pitying yourself.
Yeah.
Because that guy should be pitying himself, but he's not.
That's crazy.
You know? But that's some of the cool things. Like I said, as cool as that is, you know, I just thought of a thing. You know what the coolest thing for me of those days are? We bring their mom or dad up on stage and the kid gets to see why. You know, and it is the coolest thing to watch the kid's eyes light up when mom or dad is up on stage being honored for what they did in the service.
Yeah. Because they probably never saw that.
Right. And they probably don't even know what they really do.
Yeah.
They just see them in a uniform, don't know what it means.
Right.
But it's like you can just see their kids' eyes light up. But it's amazing. It's my favorite day of the year, but it is the day. I actually sleep in on that Sunday after.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So about 8, you know.
8 a.m.?
8 a.m.
Oh, geez, that's tough. So what like lessons from the military career did you like taken into business?
You know,
Getting up early?
Yeah, I think that's probably something. But honestly, I've been out of the Army for so long.
Yeah.
When I looked at that you might ask that question, I was like, how do I really, looking back, the Army I grew up in. Does that make sense? Like, because let's be honest, I wasn't a good kid.
Okay.
Okay, I gave my mom hell. I did some things that most kids do, right?
Yeah.
Just not the smartest things. If technology was around when I was a kid, I might have been in trouble. I'm not saying I did anything really stupid. I threw snowballs. Whatever at cars. Okay, that was stupid.
I mean, I did that with rocks in them one time.
But you have the Army made me grow up fast. Okay, because I was a kid out of high school, and when I graduated high school, my hair was down here, and I had a full head of hair and all that kind of stuff. And the very first day I'm there, it's much shorter than it is right now. I mean, it was just like this on the top of my head. And I was like, okay. And then you're like, mom's not around. You don't realize how much you miss your mom. So you go to basic training.
Yeah.
And you got drill sergeants in your face telling you when you can eat and how much you can eat and how much time you can do it at.
There was a new show on that kind of goes through that. There's like, I can only imagine that 18 years old. When did you join? 19, 20?
I was 18 right out of high school.
Okay.
Yeah. The summer, I spent my summer, and in September 8th, I joined the United States Army.
Oh, man.
Of 1994.
Was that like
84?
Were you forced to, or you were like, this is just going to be, I don't want to go to the college path, so.
That's more like it, because I was like, I knew I wasn't getting into college.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I don't know if you ever heard what the ASVAB test.
Yeah.
I took the ASVAB test, and I could have been anything I wanted. I'm like, nah, not really, not anything. I was never going to be the rocket scientist,
right?
Because I didn't have good grades. But I'm like, oh, I could be an MP.
Yeah,
what a contradiction that would be. So I was like, all right, that's what I want to do. I'm going to go in become an MP. I had to grow up real fast. Got to learn to shoot guns. And I learned quickly that I miss my mom.
Okay. Well, that's probably sweet for her to hear. Yeah.
But because no matter how much grief you give your parents or whatever, but when you got somebody in boot camp yelling in your face, and I'm not knocking boot camp today, but it was a whole lot different today than it was, because like my stepson, I watched him go through it, and like his hardest part was he went in COVID year.
Oh, yeah.
So he had to hang around for months before he could actually get started to make sure nobody had COVID and all this kind of stuff. That was his hardship piece of it. Man, they could yell in your face, spit in your face. They could do whatever they want. They can make you do push-ups in the middle of the night. They don't do that kind of stuff now. They made me shave every day, and I didn't have a hair on my face. But that's what they taught you, because when one of the things the Army does is let you know everybody's the same. Doesn't matter if you're purple, green, black, Hispanic, whatever. You're going to look the same as close as you can. We're going to mentor you. We're going to train you, because you're going to learn to follow orders. And as much as you didn't want to do that as a kid, you had to do it real fast.
Yeah.
So when going back to your question is, it made me grow up.
Okay.
It made me realize that I can't just do what I want, because especially in the Army.
Yeah.
Because I signed a piece of paper and said, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. Like when I went in the Army and they said, you're going to get 30 days vacation pay. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, vacation pay? What is that? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. When I was in high school, my hourly rate was $2.10 an hour.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Now you get paid for.
I made a whole $1,500 a month in the Army.
Oh, that's a big jump.
Yeah, big.
So, like, what's next for the business? You talked about kind of rewriting your whole business plan and stuff. So, what's the direction that's going to move into?
So, what's next for me is the expansion phase. Because I think I said earlier that we're not your typical insurance agency.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want a pet insurance policy, I'll help you with that pet insurance policy. You want Legal Shield or ID Shield, I'm going to help you with that. You need business insurance, I'm going to help you with that. You need health insurance, we're going to help you with that. But what's next is to get more people to understand what my vision is so we can help more people more often in more ways.
Okay. So what is the vision?
So the vision is long-term. In 2026, I want to have a partner in every state.
Okay.
Okay.
That's lofty goals. I like it.
And it's going to happen.
Okay.
Okay. That partner could be a life insurance agent.
You did say you were a dreamer, so this is coming back full circle.
Right now, I'm in 4 of the 50 states.
Okay.
Okay.
So how are you going to find those people?
I'm going to do what I'm calling a virtual handshake on social media.
Okay.
Okay. We're doing a little bit of everything. I'm traveling the country. Every time I go to do a trade show, learn more and be better myself in my industry, I'm meeting people. Like I did something for the first time in a long time. In an insurance world, you have to get recertified every 2 years. So you have to take what they call CE credits, right? So this year I said, I'm going to drive to Richmond to get a 3 hours worth of credit, pay to when I can get this credit done for free because Progressive lets me take all the courses for free because I'm with them, right? But I'm like, but the reason I did it was to meet more insurance people.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing with All Assured Solutions and what I'm calling and terming the All Assured Advantage is I want to help more people make a good living because this business, for a lot of people, insurance is boring, but this is a great business to be in.
Yeah.
Whether you just want to sell life insurance policies or you want to help people with home and auto, trust me, anybody listen to the podcast want to help me grow my home and auto business? Come on, talk to me. But I want people that care about people because we're not just selling policies. We're helping people protect what they have.
Yeah.
If you own a home, we need to make sure your home's protected well. You have a business, we need to make sure that business is protected. Okay. Because you as a business owner or a homeowner put out your hard-earned money to own something, to build something. Well, my responsibility is to protect it for you. Okay. Call it protecting the American dream, whatever you want to call it. But I want to make sure that whatever you have, you don't lose because of whether it's your mistake or faulty equipment or something stupid just happened, just in general, an accident happened. Why should you be out? Like we're jokingly talking about the flood policies, how it's not covered.
Yeah.
You know, there's that hurricane that hit a couple of years ago. There's still people that have lost everything.
Yeah.
Because no one would have thought they needed a flood policy in their area.
Right.
But there was no insurance for that. But how do we protect? It's not about trying to sell you a flood policy. It's trying to say, you just don't know. And that's what insurance is for.
Right. So you have to have a whole different policy for flood?
Yeah.
How much more is that?
Depends on there. If you're in a flood zone, it's more than
obviously.
if you're not in a flood zone.
Yeah.
But it's
so for a house like this, it might be.
It could be $400.
Okay. For the year.
For the year.
Yeah.
It's like an umbrella policy.
Right.
Most people don't have them. They're not that expensive.
What's an umbrella policy do exactly?
So think of an umbrella just like the term.
Yeah.
When you have an umbrella and it's raining,
anything
underneath that umbrella is got extra coverage, extra liability coverage. So like if you own a home and you have a car and you have a rental property over there, that umbrella could cover extra liability for what could happen in that. Okay. Because if I walk into your house and that big old dog you have upstairs bit me,
yeah,
and I go, I'm going to sue you. Well, that's a liability issue. You know, a good lawyer is going to get involved and try to get as much money as they can. And maybe you only have $100,000 in liability on here. You know, that's definitely not enough.
Yeah.
You can't have an umbrella with that amount anyway, but that's another story. But that umbrella would pick up the extra. So you could have an extra $1 million
Okay.
in liability coverage.
Okay.
So, and they're not that expensive. And my job is to educate you on what
Right.
could happen and show you the best way to prevent it, because stuff's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like cyber attacks. Like, that's one of the biggest things when I talk to business owners, like, you don't have a cyber policy? What do I need a cyber policy? Everybody gets hacked. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of fact of if, it's when.
Yeah. I was just talking to someone on Tuesday at HGBA.
Mm-hmm.
He got, I won't mention his names, but got like somewhat cyber attacked, scam sort of thing going on. But like, and he's just like his own, personal agent. It's like, geez, man. Like, but that could happen to anyone that has.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Who's the most targeted? The military and elderly.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we all get hacked. I mean, TransUnion was hacked over the summer.
Yeah.
Equifax last year. There are smart people out there. They know how to get behind back doors and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons we offer ID Shield, is because it's an inexpensive service and none of us have time once it happens to go fix it.
Right.
These companies, products like that, will go and fix it for you and get you back to where you were before it happened.
So like if you got your identity hacked, the ID Shield just goes back and corrects everything. And
no matter how long it takes, they will spend up to $3 million and all the time to get you what you lost. And
how much is that? What does that start at?
$29 a month.
Yeah, that's probably worth it. With how many like identity thefts are out there on a yearly basis.
Right. And I mean, and it can monitor your social security number on the dark web. It can do all these different things. And it's like, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
A lot of people on the legal side of it go, I'm not a crook. I don't need an attorney. Well, do you got a will in place?
Right.
Did you get a speeding ticket coming back from Florida like I just did? And all I did is take a picture of my ticket, send it to the law firm, and have them call me back and tell them the story of what happened when it was convenient for me, instead of me waiting on hold to try to find an attorney. There's so many different things you can do.
Yeah.
But it's like, so that's part of our All Assured advantage is like, look, here's what we can offer you, everything. You can have it all in one spot, but maybe I can't beat your home and auto. Keep your home and auto where it is, but let me know what you got.
Right.
Let me know where your policy is, because your wife or your business partner knows who I am. And maybe I can go, no, I'm not the agent on that, but here's your agent.
Right.
It's like, it's just, we're just trying to build something that.
Yeah. I think the education piece, starting to do video content and stuff, like that's the most confusing part of it for most people. And so they're like, that seems good enough, but they don't really know the ins and outs of what they're paying for. And when they do need to make a claim, is it going to cover what they're claiming?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the whole problem, because most people buy insurance based on what they think they can afford.
Right.
And the truth is, you can't afford to not have the insurance.
Right.
It's just, I mean, again, I'm an insurance agent, so I drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but I mean, are there been any big claims from people that you've, insured that it was the right policy that you helped them sign?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've had over the years, many.
Yeah.
The only claim I've never had to pay out yet is a life insurance claim. So all my clients are still alive.
That's good. They're all in good health. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
So like, what's one like last piece of advice for anyone that wants to start their own business? I mean, obviously that must have been scary, but you were either going to have to go work for somebody else again, or take the leap on yourself.
Yeah. So I would say if the dream is big enough and the plan is right, do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's always a job.
Right. Yeah.
But there's not always a Brite Cast guy.
Yeah.
There's not always the guy that goes and decides, you know what? I'm going to prove her wrong and I can do it.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, that's the only reason I'm open right now is because some woman told me I could not do it.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. A little determination.
Yeah. And then for a few months, I was like, maybe she's right. And then
well, it's hard starting from scratch,
anything worth it is hard.
Yeah.
Marriage is hard.
Yeah.
With the right woman or the wrong woman.
Right.
Okay. Or male or whatever.
Yeah.
But anything worthwhile is you got to work for.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I was scared to death. And that's why I went to work for the other guy for a while.
Right.
Because I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But I think it's the best thing I've ever done next to marrying my second wife.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, so I had started More Brite in 2018 and I was working for somebody else, just doing on the side and only doing websites at the time, nothing else, and graphic design a little bit. But it was a small, 10,000 for the year or something like that. Just something that, cause I had been DJing and that was soul crushing after a certain point because I was like, I'm pushing 40. I don't want to be DJing anymore. It was good money. I mean, it's $250 a night to just push buttons for the most part. But so I went into the web design stuff and in 2020, when COVID hit, I got furloughed for the first 6 months and then I got let go. And then they gave me 6 months of pay. So I was like, I got to do something now.
Right.
And, got to take a shot on myself. I don't want to go commute again ever. I mean, I don't mind driving to a networking event or meeting with a client, but I don't want to be stuck on 66 or 495.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
I don't know how people do it.
You just kind of get used to it, I guess. But I did it for 15 years. So I'm like, I don't want to do that ever again. So I'm going to bust my butt to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
And it's working out. So, but if I wouldn't have challenged myself or taken the leap, that first 6 months was pretty scary because all my money's going out. I'm not really making much, but start networking a bunch and, learning a lot more about what other services I can offer, SEO and ads management, all this stuff. And then slowly just started to pick up over the last, 3 years really. Right. But if I didn't have that opportunity, I would have just gone to work for somebody else.
Yeah. So you were probably scared like me when COVID hit and you were losing your job. You're like, but I think sometimes, like, I think I heard something the other day. Paris Hilton said she's self-made. Okay.
That's hilarious.
It is, because I was like, well, you always had the family money to fall back on, but she did take some chances, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I just don't believe she's self-made. I don't know what, but sometimes you're backed in a corner and you just got to go. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a good employee.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm stubborn. I want to do things my way. And quite honestly, that's why I don't want any employees on my team.
Right.
So I partner with folks.
Yeah. Right.
And we create things. And when you ask that question, what's the future? Where my plan and my goal is obviously I told you I want to be in every state, but I want to help other entrepreneurs get started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether it's in insurance or I go, hey, Mike, I got a kid that wants to do what you're doing. Would you train him? Maybe I got enough money to pay you to train him and get him started.
Like but mentorship sort of thing.
I want to create a mentorship program from the high school level up, and teach them real world stuff, because the schools are only allowed to teach what the state and the county say they can teach, right?
And there's not a lot of entrepreneurial things in schools. Depending on where you go, but
right. There are some schools that teach an entrepreneurial program, but it's what the curriculum says they can teach.
Right.
But then how do we tell these kids? Let's just use a kid that's, let's call it coming from a bad neighborhood. Mom and dad aren't very successful. And that kid goes, well, look at my parents. How can I be any better than that? How do we change that mindset?
Yeah.
How do we go, you can come from here and get there
right
with the right work ethic.
Yeah.
And
you're friends with Nick and Carmen from Invia is the name now?
Yeah.
So they're good. It's good to have people that are their same age that are close to their peers, telling them that they can transform and stuff, but having people that have lived more life can be a great thing too, and like have lost businesses or built big ones or whatever, like learning those lessons, all of that's really valuable.
But and that's the piece that I was literally having a conversation with a guy named Chad, who's a cybersecurity guy. I'm like, dude, this is what I want to do. And I want young people. I want older people because we have different backgrounds. Like one of my newest insurance agents that just joined my team is Nigerian.
Okay.
What are the chances of a 59-year-old white guy got to get into the Nigerian community without him?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Not good, right?
Right.
Not very good chances at all.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 of my staff are Filipino. Okay. When I say staff, they're my virtual assistants in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But Joe has been with me for 2 years. He just graduated today from Liberty Mutual 10-week course.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're giving him that opportunity of gaining
getting more knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, one of them is building my website for the second time this summer.
Yeah.
She's getting experience. She's learning. I just decided to go with the WordPress site this time instead of the one inside of
the CRM.
Yeah, which nobody could tell me what it really was anyway, but that's another story. I liked it better than some of the stuff. But anyway, so I'm helping these kids, and I figure, and I say kids, they're 20-somethings, right? In fact, I think Joe just turned 25 the other day too. But I'm like, if I can help someone that I can't physically shake their hand, I can do that, and a different culture.
Yeah.
Why can't I do it with someone I can really shake their hand and help them and partner with guys like you and go, you know what? You got an influence of people that I can't get in front of either. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm different. I'm not better.
Right.
Some of them I'm way better than. Okay. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But there are some really good insurance people out there. But that's where the All Assured Solutions name came from, because we're not just insurance. We have health care. We have health insurance. We have legal shit. We're just different.
Right.
And I like to think in a good way. I mean, we use technology. We use AI. We are partnered with some of the best companies that use the best technology to make everybody's life easier. At the end of the day, where All Assured Solutions is going is we're going to create more partners so we can help more people more often in more ways.
Ooh, that'll be a clip right there. So how can people find you as we're wrapping up? All Assured Solutions?
We're All Assured Solutions on Facebook, All Assured Solutions on Instagram, All Assured Solutions on LinkedIn. We have a Twitter page that I don't do much with.
Okay.
I think our next venture is maybe TikTok.
Okay, yeah. I mean, especially if you can insure outside of Virginia.
Yeah, well,
once you have all those partners, that would be the way to go.
We can do some things. I'm curious to see on the TikTok side, since that's definitely the younger piece, I think, because we have products and services. If you don't want to talk to an insurance person, we got product service you can buy on your own.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, if it's what's right for you and you don't want to talk to me, it's 9 o'clock at night or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm probably up, but you just want to click and buy.
Can do that too.
You can do that with us.
Yeah.
With some really good companies. We have an affiliate with what they call InsurTech insurance companies that literally have less employees that can cut the cost on products and services because they don't have to do all this stuff. They use technology. They use the satellite imaging to look at your house instead of sending someone out there to look at your house that they could spend $400 or $500, which comes into your money, really.
Right.
So we try to partner with some of these cool companies, and we got the big ones. We got Travelers, who's Liberty Mutual is the second largest insurer in the United States. We're partners with them. We partner with the best to offer the best.
Yeah.
But Liberty might not be best for you. Maybe Travelers is, whatever. So we figure out who you are, put it, for lack of better words, we put you into the system and figure out what product works the best.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And if you work with me, we're going to give you the best price with the best coverage. We're not always the best price. You may already have the best price where you're at. And I will tell you that.
Right.
we'll say, you know what, you need to stay there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's good. Well, thanks for joining me today. It's been great learning more about insurance and about, just who you are and stuff. So
Did you learn about insurance though?
I learned quite a lot, actually. Well, thanks for coming, brother.
Absolutely.
Talk to
Thanks
you
for
soon.
having me on.
Thanks.
Thanks.